Right, hi everyone. It's currently the 31st of December, so I have my laptop here. I have literally about an hour to spare before I make my way to church and join the crossover into the new year. But I did one of these videos last year where I reflected on the last year and what the year has been like, and I want to do the exact same thing again because I actually enjoyed reflecting overall. Looking back at this year, I would say it's been a very interesting year. I would say it's actually been an amazing year for me, all the way from starting the year with a YouTube channel, now with 100 plus subscribers, which is a topic that I'll discuss for another day, all the way down to some of the goals that I set for myself, which essentially involves me just focusing and optimizing my health as a priority, and by extension stretching myself in all areas of my life. And obviously some of the fun that I was able to get involved in, such as learning how to fly a plane, my spontaneous trip to Montenegro, my shopping that I did as well, where I pretty much switched up my whole wardrobe, and all the way to the fun activity with my friends, where I think we went to Birmingham. And I think for me, what makes this year a little bit more different to previous years is because this is the first time where I'm, I guess, documenting a part of my life. I'm putting it out publicly, which comes with that an element of like documentation and creating memories. And I think other reason is that there is a level of accountability that comes with that as well, where you want us to be careful with what they say before putting it out there into the universe. You say you want to achieve A, B, and C, and you put it out there, and if you don't, I guess, go about achieving it, then it says a lot more about you than the goal and the task. Fortunately for me, I was able to achieve a lot of my goals. Some goals that I put out publicly, I was able to achieve. Some goals that I set to myself privately, I was also able to achieve as well. Some agendas did not go as planned. Some agendas did stretch me. Some agendas did actually break me a little bit. But overall, I would say 2024 has been an amazing year, and I kind of wanted to use this as an opportunity to reflect and share some of the lessons that I've learned. I do have my laptop right in front of me because I have to just make some notes and bullet points about what the year has been like. And I do have 5 lessons in total. I have 5 lessons in total that I want to share. The top 3 lessons are the ones that I've learned from my personal life in the last 1 year, and the last 2 lessons are lessons that I've learned from other people's experiences. Sometimes when things happen in front of you, it's not just for that person to learn, it's also for you to learn as well. These are the lessons I'm going to be taking into the new year and beyond. So without wasting too much time, let's actually start talking about the lessons. Lesson number 1 for me is that I learned this year is that health is wealth. Now, this is a statement and a lesson that I feel like everyone's aware of, but I feel like it's also a statement that you don't appreciate until you've hurt yourself or until you have an injury, which is kind of what happened to me at the start of the year, where I entered the year with a massive injury. I did not publicly state what the injury was at the time, because at the time I didn't know what it was, and even doctors and nurses also did not. I thought they knew what it was, but because of how young I was and my age at the time, they didn't want to put me in that bracket at an early stage. But essentially, I find out that I have sciatica, which is a pain that's been on and off, and it started around the year 2020, around September. But like I said, it's been an off and on pain, so I didn't think twice of it until this time last year. I was in November last year, where the pain really compounded and it really flared up really bad, that after 2 minutes of walking, I would pause all activity and I just can't move. That was enough for me to put a lot of my personal goals on pause and prioritize my health as a non-negotiable this year. Hence, my main goal, which is to optimize my health as much as possible. So that was actually the burning desire to just work on my health and work on my diet and work on all things health. I think for me, the other triggers was the person that I was becoming in the process. I remember I think in the first half of the year, I didn't like who I was becoming. There'd be times where, you could call my phone, I'm just not going to pick up because I'm in a depressive state because of my injury. Also, for anyone that doesn't know what sciatica is, it's basically a sharp, disgusting pain from your lower back all the way down to your foot, and it's a pain that just gives pins and needles. Some people get different symptoms. Some people get cold feet, cold hands, cold back, and it's not good. And it's poor blood circulation / a damaged nerve. But for me, I was only affected by one foot. Looking back at some of the conversations that I had with my doctors and nurses, I guess I could tell that I was a few months, maybe a few weeks from the pain or from like the damage or the pain being really severely, and to the point where I may not be able to reverse. Literally like the many triggers that pretty much allowed me to, I guess, prioritize myself first without thinking of the consequences of me or how I would appear to other people because I wasn't unavailable. And that's because I'm the only person that just knew the pain. I'm someone that's able to do multiple different things at a go and achieve multiple different things at a go. And with the injury, I wasn't able to reach my potential. I was doing the bare minimum, and I can just feel me being lazy. I didn't like it. So it was a case of, if I can't be of service to myself, then how the hell can I be of service to you? And hence, again, that's one of the many triggers that allowed me to just put my health as number one and just work on myself and try my best to reverse the injury and just change a lot of things. Over the last year, I would say, pretty much the last year, I've worked on my diet, I've worked on like my workhorse, I've spent money on like my chair, my table. I think in my first few videos, I had like a really kind of like a comfortable chair. I've changed it again. There's so much more that I've just done that I can't really, not that I can't speak on, I'm conscious of time, but I've just spent a lot of money to make sure that, my vicinity is comfortable for me to work, so that my health in the long term or in the long run would be a lot better, if that makes sense. Luckily, I'm at the stage where I can do a lot more than just walk for 2 minutes. Like I said in previous videos, I'm now in the gym every weekend. I can do literally 20 to 50 minutes treadmill walk and runs without breaking or without hurting myself. And that's just off the back of me just putting my health first and optimizing my health as much as possible in all areas, from my health to tools and resources. I feel like luckily I had the environment and the systematic environment to optimize my life and optimize my health as much as possible. The point I'm trying to bring out of this is that health is wealth. No one can achieve or reach their potential if they're not prioritizing their health. And I'm so glad that I put myself first this time around, because I don't know who I would have become if I did not put myself first. When I say who I would have become, I meant the state I was in. I was really dark and it was really irritating as well. And I remember just not caring about a lot of stuff anymore. There's been times where I just wake up, I don't even want to get out of bed. It was just very depressing. But I'm so glad I put my health first, and I'm now like back to normal. The pain is still there, but it's not hurting as much as it was at the start of the year. So I am still working on myself to make sure that my health is still number one. I'm currently at a stage where, even little things like if I'm not at my desk and I'm working, this is how far I've taken this health stuff to. If I'm not at my desk and I'm not working at my desk and I have my laptop, or I'm on the sofa, you would never catch me having my laptop just on my lap. I would have like a pillow on, in between. Little things like my headphones. I don't use a certain type of headphones because of like the frequencies. I don't eat out as much as I used to. I'm rather just eat clean. Like I said in previous videos, I've been doing a lot of carnivore diet, and yeah, it's just a lot of stuff I've just done over the last few months. If you do have any health issues that you might think is not important, little things like pins and needles, I've been stressing this a lot. It's not a comfortable thing to have pins and needles. Pins and needles should not be a symptom that you should ignore because it happened once. Those are the things that, when it compounds, it's really bad. Those are the red flags that I missed and I didn't pay attention to when I was having my injury, which has been there for about 3 years. But the point is, I'm glad I put my health first, and it's a lesson that I'm going to take into the new year. Not just for myself, but for other people as well. Over the last month, I've actually learned about other people's health issues. For example, I have a close friend of mine who is severely allergic to nuts, and I wouldn't dare eat nuts around him. I knew nuts could result to, your throat swelling or having a different kind of reaction, but I didn't think it can actually kill you. And I've heard about it, but I didn't think it can actually have a life-changing effect on you until I actually experienced it around, I think it was around June, July, where someone close to me was rushed to a hospital. Again, back to this health topic. Health is really important. It is something I wouldn't take for granted, and it's something that I will always keep monitoring as much as possible. I guess to summarize, it is cheaper and a lot easier to monitor your health when you're a lot younger. than to try and monitor and gauge your health when you are at a later age. And that's lesson number 1 for me. Lesson number 2 for me is starting a YouTube channel. There's so much lessons that I've learned from starting a YouTube channel, and for me, my takeaway from a year's experience of starting a YouTube channel is that there is a level of accountability that comes with it, which I kind of said earlier on, where if you say you're going to do A, B, and C, then I think what really does is that it exposes you and your goals to the world, and it says a lot more about you if you don't achieve your goals and if you don't do what you say you're going to do. I feel like also YouTube exposes who you really are to yourself. For me personally, I feel like YouTube has exposed my strength, my weakness, I guess, and also my insecurities, which I didn't think they were there. I thought I was just, not perfect, but I thought I was okay, with some experiences in life. But YouTube really exposes who you are to yourself. If there's one thing I can take away from starting a YouTube channel in the last 12 months, is that there was a level of self-discovery that comes with, I need to leave, but there's a level of self-discovery that comes with starting a YouTube channel, and a level of growth that also comes with that as well. Every single video that I've put out this year, there's different lessons that I've learned from those videos. Lessons from data. I've learned to read data a little bit differently. I've learned how to edit by myself. I've learned what it means to be consistent. I've learned what it means to have momentum. I've learned what it means to read trends and algorithm, and all those are lessons that I don't feel like I would have learned elsewhere if I had not started a YouTube channel. The most important lesson that I've learned from YouTube is the accountability part, where if you say you're going to do something, you're gonna have to do it before you put it into the universe, and it reveals who you are as a person, and you can either swim or sink. Yeah, you can either swim or sink, or you can either be bitter or just get better. And I think also the other lesson that comes with starting a YouTube channel is that there is also an element of being of service to somebody else. You just never know who you are helping or who you are inspiring. For example, I have only one person this year that is also starting a YouTube channel next year, because I started a YouTube channel, and this is someone close to me, and I don't know who I've inspired or who I don't know. But yeah, I feel like there's a level of being of service to somebody else that you don't know, and I feel like it boosts people's confidence of how much they can achieve as well. And also, talking about that as well, looking back at YouTube and all the content that I've created, there's like a level of creating memories. And looking back at this year, YouTube made me feel like I have not lived my life to the best of my ability. It made me feel like this is all that I've achieved, even though I've achieved a lot. It made me feel like I could have achieved a lot more in the real life, even if it's not documented. And the reason for that is because YouTube just allows you, for me anyways, I can see how I started and how I ended, and I feel like I could have done a lot more this year. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's a level of documentation that comes with it, because you are able to look back at what you've achieved, and then use that to then, I guess, plan for the following year going forward. But to summarize, that is that there was a level of accountability, there was an element of documentation of your life, and there was a level of, I guess, being of service to somebody else, because you just don't know who you're inspiring, who you're helping out. And and looking back at it as well, it just makes me want to really go, I guess, I don't want to go ham, but just really have fun with it next year. I'm already thinking of stripping out a lot of the editing that I currently do and just make it a bit more organic, because I do want to record on the go and have a lot more fun with it. And I look forward to next year, because next year is the year where I do have bigger goals. My health is a lot more, I guess, better than the year previously, so I'm able to stretch myself a little bit more than ever before. And I look forward to documenting a lot of my journeys going forward, just for my sake and for future sake as well. But those are the lessons that I've learned this year from starting a YouTube channel. Lesson number 3 is slightly different, and it's different because it is a lesson that has always been in my rear view, but a lesson that has fully come to light this year. And it's the lesson of knowing my boundaries with relationship, in the sense of knowing who I'm giving my time and energy to, knowing who I'm helping out, knowing who I'm taking from, and knowing when to set boundaries with people. I feel like this year particularly, a lot of people have revealed characters and behaviors that I didn't think they have in them. They've just revealed it to myself. And these are people that I've known for more than 10 plus years, and they've just shown me a different side that I didn't expect. And it's not that I'm doing favors for people here and there and I'm expecting the same favors. It's more like just the little things, like just communication. I don't know, I don't want to go into too much details, but people have revealed who they really are to me this year, and it's allowed me to just think ahead, because I do have some big goals next year and I need to make sure that I'm not distracted and I'm very focused. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm someone that's always consistently working on himself, and I think this is something that I've mentioned in previous video, that I've noticed that I'm always outgrowing myself, and every 2-3 months I'm not like the same person. But I don't know if it's because of that, hence why I feel like I don't know, to a degree outgrowing people, or people are outgrowing me, or I'm being naive. I don't know. I just know that when people reveal a certain character or a certain trait, it just doesn't align with the kind of person I'm growing into. Like, for example, I've really seen some selfish behaviors this year, and like I don't even like, it just doesn't align with me, and it kind of like, it does a shift where I'm like, that's really selfish, or that's really greedy, or that's or you lack just empathy, you know. And these are things that I've just seen in people that it's really making me think of like my bandwidth with people, and who I want to be spending time with, and who I want to be helping, and who I can give my time and energy towards in the following year going forward. Because like I said, I do have a lot of goals that I want to achieve next year. I do have some big goals and some big public ones and private ones that I want to achieve, and I'm just a little bit more cautious of, you know, who will be distracting me. I think it's also because if I'm always working on myself, I'm going away. When I do come back, I'm coming back as the best version of myself every single time. And when I do that, people just take, but don't know how to just say thank you, or don't know how to I guess give back. And it's really annoying, because it feels like some people are just taking away from you, whether it's for money, energy, time. Some people just don't know how to appreciate the person that you become every time you work on yourself. Maybe it's that, I don't know. The point I'm trying to drive home is that, which is a very hard pill to swallow, is that not every relationship deserves the same time and energy. I'll say to a degree I'm someone that has a very high stress tolerance, but that doesn't mean because I have such high stress tolerance level, that doesn't mean I should be the one to take on people's problem, or be the one to be there for everyone whenever they need me, or be the one to be everyone's here, be everyone's, you know, shoulder to lean on. And I feel like next year's a year where I have to start saying no verbally, and just no physically, and just no with, you know, having no access to me, because some people don't. I don't know. Again, I don't want to be specific, but people have really done me dirty this year, and I've taken the L. I'm happy to take the L, but next year is a year where it just won't happen again, because it's, like I said, it's a lesson that has been in my rear view, but it's just fully come to light. And but that's lesson number 3, which is that I'm very careful with my bandwidth with people. Now, lesson number 4 for me is from an observation, and I guess for you to understand this, you know how like people be pocket watching people? I don't do that. I do the opposite. I success watch people. Like, literally, I observe people that are around me, people in leadership, people that are at work, people that I work with. I really watch people's success. I watch companies. I sometimes listen to the news here and there. But the one thing I've noticed from observing a lot of people and a lot of companies and a lot of different things this year is that it's no longer taking people 10 years to achieve their big success. I feel like I've always grown with the thoughts that, or like I've been told that, you know, it takes 10 years to be a master of your field, or it takes 10 years to, you know, to build a company, all that kind of stuff. I feel like in today's day and age, with all that I have seen, with the interviews that I've been hearing, with all that I've also been involved in, right? I don't think it takes 10 years to be like the go-to person, or to be the master of your field. I feel like it takes less than 7 years, if anything less. And that's with the help of things like, you know, ChatGPT and AI, and, you know, people really focusing on what is most important. And when you look at like companies lately, like I've seen a few companies this year where they've become a unicorn company, and they've been operating in under 5 to 6 years. I've seen few companies like that actually, and I've seen people who are leading in their field without, you know, 10 years experience. But if there's one thing I'm taking away from this, is that people are leveraging tools, and, you know, we have things like AI lately. We have a lot of automation going on lately, and people are leveraging a lot on these. And this is kind of what I'm going to be doing next year, where I'm going to be leveraging a lot of tools that are available, people's experiences, and working collaboratively with people to get to where I want to go to, but whilst also being of service to somebody else as well. I feel like it's also a way for me to be consciously aware of any task that I'm working on or any projects that I'm working on. For example, like how I got to my 100+ subscribers isn't by just posting a video. There were things behind it, and it's going back to the lesson of it's no longer taking people 10+ years to achieve a goal. There's other ways around it. You just have to work hard, obviously, but work smart. But yeah, that's lesson number 4, which is something I'm taking into next year, is that I will be leveraging a lot of like AI and stuff, a lot of working with people that are a lot more smarter than me. The speed from reaching out to somebody that's a lot more successful or that's doing really well in your field is so much quicker than back in the days. I feel like back in the days you can't reach out to let's say, I don't know, the CEO of a massive company. Now you probably can, right? You can put out a tweet, but that's the idea. Times have changed. You can leverage these resources like Twitter, again AI, to get to the end goal quicker than having to work extra 10 years and all that, all that stuff. But yeah, that's lesson number 4, which is that it's no longer taking 8 to 10 years. Your goals can be achieved a lot quicker by just leveraging people and tools around you to get to the same goal. Lesson number 5 is this is again another lesson that I've learned from observation, and this actually came from a video that I saw on TikTok where somebody said you are not going to matter in the next 100 years. After 100 years, you're not going to matter. And this person went on to talk about how in 100+ years you're not going to be alive, no one's going to know who you are, you're not going to matter. And that did something to me. That I felt like it expanded my horizon, in the sense that it made me realize that you might as well just live your life. Live your life, reach out to people that you love, hug people, aim for the stars. If you are in a 9 to 5 and you're waiting to be given a promotion, just ask for promotion. Live to the best of your ability. Have babies if you want to have babies. But the point is, just live your life and really, really live your life and reach out to the stars, because in 100 years you're not going to matter, right? Unless you, I don't know, but there's some truth to that, because even if we are dead, you won't even know what's going on in life. So you might as well just live your life, chase your dreams, and like I did this year, put yourself first. Sometimes give back to people. For example, next year I do have some really big goals that I'm really stretching myself towards achieving. If I don't achieve it, no one's gonna know. If I do achieve it, people would know. But in 100 years, will it matter? I don't know. So I might as well just strive towards reaching those big goals. But obviously starting small and obviously working towards the big goals. And but yeah, that's the lesson I've learned this year, which is that in 100+ years you're not going to matter. No one's going to know who you are. And me knowing that, I've always known that, but just there was something about the person that said it that it really made me think that, okay, if that's the case, I might as well give life a chance. I might as well go for opportunities. I might as well apply for that job, or I might as well just speak to different people and engage with people and really, really live life and enjoy every moment that I have to live, because in 100+ years I won't be here. I won't even know what's going to happen to YouTube, so I might as well just document my life anyways, and obviously do good. That's kind of what I'm about next year, which is just doing good, because life is life. But those are all the 5 lessons that I've learned this year, the ones that really stood out to me. I've learned a lot more than the 5 lessons, but those are the 5 lessons that would be the backbone for next year. Again, I had to rush this video because I'm meant to be in church. If you did get to this part of the video, I want to say Happy New Year in advance. And whoever your goals are, put God first, and just go for it, and just really go for it. And again, Happy New Year in advance, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
New year, new blessings, no fear, no stressing, no overextending, no L's, just lessons, no failures, no weapon that formed against you shall ever mess with your endeavors. No L's, just lessons, new mail, new questions, new money that's printing, new life get